By this point in your grant search, you've completed most of the work and have a short list of prospective grant makers. A deeper dive will confirm or clarify what you've already learned. It also gives you a chance to connect with the grant maker before you apply. At this point in the grant search, we've already planned our search, we've conducted an initial search, we've narrowed our list, and now we're ready to dig deeper. Regardless of the type of funder, whether it's a foundation, a corporation, or a government agency, there are other sources of information that you can access at no cost to learn more. A funder's website will offer the most current and accurate information. Look for descriptions of the funder's priorities, especially recent changes, as well as how they make funding decisions and any background information you can find. In an earlier module in this series, I discouraged you from using a browser search to find grants. Well, now's the time to browse. See if the funder has made the headlines recently. You may find web articles or news reports that discuss recent grant awards, maybe priority shifts or changes in leadership. Some funders post lists of their grant recipients on their website. So look at the list and note any patterns in the types of organizations and the locations that receive funding, as well as in the amounts of funding that they awarded. For example, if you notice that most of the grants were awarded to YMCAs, or animal shelters, or schools, or United Ways, just to name a few, you know that that type of organization is more likely to get funded than others. If you notice that the average grant is $42,000, but 80% of the grants were only for $10,000, it's unlikely that you would receive a grant exceeding $10,000. Foundations are required to file their annual tax return called a 990 with the IRS to maintain their tax status. The 990s are public information and are available for free through the GuideStar or Candid websites. This document contains several pieces of information to help you understand the foundation better. For example, you can see when their fiscal year ends, which may indicate when they make funding decisions. Also, verify contact information, read their application instructions, note any trends in the total amount they awarded for the past few years, and, as I mentioned in a previous module, you can review their grant list. Although corporations are required to file a tax return, the information is not available to the public unless the company releases the document themselves. A funder's annual report or strategic plan offers a high-level view of the organization, what they have prioritized in the past, and what they want to prioritize in the future. Many government grants fulfill the statute that established the program. Reading a synopsis of the statute may help you understand the motivation behind the funding. And then issue briefs may provide background information or supporting research and updates. If the funder publishes contact information, that indicates their preference for being contacted. Phone, email, physical address, fax number. If they don't publish contact information, they don't want to be contacted. You may be unsure about some of the information you compiled when you conducted your initial grant search. This is your chance to clear things up. For example, in Illinois, the vast majority of grant funding each year is awarded to Chicago-based organizations. So, one of the questions I often ask funders that support Illinois organizations is if they award grants outside the Chicago area. If the funder's profile or website mentions they publish grant-related documents, follow the instructions for requesting them. Be prepared to give a short, 1-minute description of your organization or project if they ask you to. This initial contact is not a chance to request a grant. Spend more time listening than speaking, and take good notes so you can refer to them before you apply. Make a good impression by expressing your thanks for their time and information and their willingness to speak with you or respond to your email. Digging a little deeper to learn more about the funder will help you make an informed decision about whether or not to apply to a specific grant maker or for a specific grant. In the next module, I'll discuss the process of discerning which grant makers and grant opportunities seem to be the best fit for your funding needs.